Hi everyone, this is Century Countess. I'm trying another vlog once again. Um, so I've been doing some research about a situation that I was in, and I came across this site. I think it's called the Amazing Jellyfish, something around there. It was the 30 signs that if you're dealing with a bad person. Um, as I was reading it, it reminded me of a situation I was in. It was not a very fun or healthy relationship. Nothing romantic, just like a friendship. I felt like an ATM, and every time when I was in financial difficulties, they just kept asking more and more. No matter how bad I was, they always used to say, "You can manage. You'll just have to deal with it. You'll manage, don't worry, I'll help you." And in the end, they never actually did. I mean, there was always an ulterior motive. So, and we'll talk about that later, the ulterior motive. That's one of the good things you need to know about when you're dealing with an evil person or somebody taking advantage of you. So I'm going to call this the friend scam. And I typed all the good stuff out, so I'm sorry if my eyes are not directly on the camera because I have trouble remembering some of this stuff. So I'm going to read it, and I hope you enjoy what I wrote up from my research and my little report, basically a YouTube school report, as I'll call it. And I hope it helps you, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Most of the time, evil people tend to be overly friendly, only to hide the fact that they have tons of enemies. They also constantly brag that they're the ultimate best friend. You can trust them with your personal and more private secrets. However, over time, you might notice they have a larger count of enemies than they do friends on their Facebook, etc. And what friends they do have aren't genuine. They tend to talk negative about them, on who they were and how they misunderstood them, or how they had a falling out, but eventually, over time, they can't fool everyone forever. You'll either join the line of enemies without warning, or you might realize the warning signs that they're selfish, egotistic, manipulative liars who are eventually verbally abusive. They also love to control. They have a feeling of extreme entitlement, are incredibly mean, two-faced, always blaming others for the result of their actions, and love to belittle people. If you don't want to end up in the friend scam trap, here are 5 warning signs you need to know. Number 1, manipulation. The friend scammers will persuade, lie, and do anything that they can to get what they want without feeling any remorse how it will affect the other person. It's an act of control. Their goal is to make you feel guilty and get you completely under their control in order to achieve what they want. By finding out and taking advantage of a person's sensitivity, emotions, sympathy, and sometimes they will use it to abuse your kindness and helpfulness. It's really the only way to guarantee their needs are met, either financially, food, living, you name it. Number 2, they're always right. Friend scammers always have to be right. If it's their way to maintain their image of faultlessness. They won't take your feelings or thoughts into account because they are arrogant and they consider their own opinions as facts. An example, if someone were to tell you how the world works and you put your input of this, how it really works, they will criticize and maybe even laugh at those views opposing theirs, even if they're losing the subject. They'll continue to insist that everything they think is the ultimate concrete truth. Don't bother arguing because they won't let you win, and this often leads to the disagreement to end the friendship, which is what they intend. Number 3, passive-aggressive behavior. Being insulted by someone who is passive aggressive can be tricky to figure out at times. Oftentimes, these insults are thrown out before you can even figure out they're meant to be for you. These remarks may not be addressed towards you, but sooner rather than later you'll realize you were the intended target. Despite these words are evasive, they'll still have an effect on you, like it or not. If only proves how vile, negative, and indirectly hostile they are. Their target could be having the most successful year, and their backhanded compliments are implying that their target has achieved nothing and are very hypocritical. In truth, these are people who are envious of that person's achievement. That person put the effort in their life while the insulter spent their venting and complaining about their smallest thing and achieved nothing. Don't fall for this. Shake off the insult and continue living and succeeding in your life. Don't be held back by others who want to drag you down to their level. So what I'm going to read next, number 4, I dealt with a lot. And this is one of the biggest ones you need to look out for, because literally this one is the whopper out of the 5. They value their time and no one else's. People with bad intentions don't care about anybody but themselves, and that goes for other people's time as well. Their time is valued while everybody else's is a waste of energy to respect. They have the priority and should always come first. Regardless of your struggles, they won't negotiate or compromise regardless of the struggles of others. These are the same people who demand you make more plans with them, get mad if you spend more time with another friend or have plans, but they will immediately disappear, cancel at the last minute, or go as far as no mention of anything at all and have no remorse for the outcome or result. But if you were to do the same to them, it's considered the most disrespectful and unforgivable thing you've ever done. If you find that you're with someone with zero respect for your time and no respect for your schedule and gets angry if you can't follow through with their business with theirs because it's classes with your own plans and they chew you out or try to force you to change your schedule to meet their own, just stay clear from them. I mean, literally, stay clear from them. I mean, I dealt with somebody that would basically try to brainwash me, saying that I made these plans to go to their appointments with them when my plans were something else, and they insisted that I made plans with them. And I was literally cornered till I said yes, and I'd be getting up at weird hours of the night, and the place isn't even open. We'd be standing there in the cold, and then just I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, but all I can say is you need to respect your own time. If you have plans and they're trying to be nasty, trying to corner you into changing those plans, stick to your guns. Literally, stick to your guns, people. Another thing that I had to put up with this person was ulterior motives. And this is another thing you need to look out for, because this is from what I read, from what I'm going to read to you, is basically another whopper you need to look out for. Hold on. This is ulterior motives. This is one of their best defenses when caught or at risk of getting into trouble. Immoral people make sure they do nice things, but not for the actual reason you may think. They do it because they can use it to their advantage, so they can get something from you in return. They might even go as far as spend a large sum of money for this gift, so if confronted later about something, they can use that gift to make you feel guilt and remorse that you fought so horribly about them. And this is what happened to me. I was given an item, and then I started noticing this person was acting really weird, and I started to kind of get suspicious because I was giving them a lot of money, and it started to become constant and at ridiculous hours. things that just did not make sense. And then basically they use that item as, oh, I care for you. I really care for you. I spent 70, 80 something bucks on this one specific item for you. And that's basically a good example of an ulterior motive. And so brace yourself. They will go for this when caught, and they try to worm their way out of it. And another reason they do it is if they know they can benefit from you in the future. But in return, when you need their help, they won't budge unless it benefits them. An example of this, I needed to go somewhere and I don't like going to this one specific place alone. It's in an area that's quite scary. I had to promise this person lunch just to get them to help me. And in the end, they never showed up. And I wanted to get it done and over with, so I went early. They finally called me right when the place was about to close, and I had already done and gone, and they expected lunch. They still expected lunch. And it's like, not only was it way past lunchtime, it was like right past dinner, basically. So they were out of luck, and they got mad at me for that. But it's like, hey, you were supposed to work on my time. We scheduled it. You decided to do your thing. I won't say what it is, but because of that thing, you basically were conked out all day. So, too bad. I had to do it. I was scared because, like I said, this was in a dangerous neighborhood. So, such good memories. So, more on ulterior motives. It's very similar to the people who play the fishing game at work. They pay attention to the people in positions of power. They are looking for the easiest way to climb the management ladder. They are proactive when the boss is around, but once the boss steps out, they're back to being lazy and pretending to look busy. So that's another version of ulterior motives. Say if there's somebody of large rank of power, and they can worm their way into becoming the friend of this person or trying to improve their relationship, either job wise for some sort of form, be it protection from getting in trouble at work or a day center, wherever the situation is. It's almost like school with the teacher's pet. I mean, these kids who are the teacher's pet, they can cause so much trouble. And when you report this to the teacher, they think they've done nothing wrong. I've had that too. Experienced that too. And trust me, retaliation hurts, especially even though the person did not get in trouble for what they did. They love retaliation. That's another thing you need to look for. That's a bonus number 6 is retaliation, or either calling it quits with the friendship, etc. So I hope these help you. I wish I had the link to that site where I got some of this information, but the best way I can to advise you, if you want to look it up, is to Google search or any search engine and put in top 30 signs you're dealing with an evil person. And I think the name of the site is Amazing Jellyfish. It really helped me figure out who were my good, true friends and who was just using me for money. And also satisfied my curiosity on suspicions and several other people that have been taking advantage of me. And ever since, I've been quite grateful. I found this um, before the new year, and ever since I've been doing a lot better with financial wise and health wise, because I was in a lot of false, dramatic, fake friends. And after finding this out information, I saw the warning signs finally. And so again, I hope I'm ranting on, so I better stop now. So I hope this helps you. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I apologize that I'm not good at memorizing stuff, and so I wasn't looking at the camera. So I am looking now, but the way it's filmed, because I have it on one of those tripod things, so it kind of looks like I'm not even looking at it at all, but I am. I hope this actually helps you. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to call the end of this vlog now because I'm just ranting on. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope this helps you. Until next time, bye-bye.